Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here on the Saddle Hunting channel on YouTube. If you guys like this video, please click the like button below. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to talk all about gear hanger strap options for public land run and gun hunting. Let me start out by talking about the options we're going to look at today and giving you some just very basic specs and prices for each one. And then we're going to dig in and look at each one in more detail. So when I first started mobile hunting, this was the strap I went with. This is an HME accessory hanger strap, I believe it's called. It is a cam buckle, costs anywhere between $7 and $10, and it's about 6 feet long and comes in right around the 3 to 4 ounce range. Right below that, you will see the Tethrd HYS strap. This is a strap that's about 7 feet long. It's $25. It does not come with any hooks for that price. Below that, we've got the Genesis 3D printing gear hanger strap. This strap is $30 and it comes with 3 kind of accessory hooks and then 1 bow hanger for $30. And then below that, we've got just a AM steel daisy chain with a Night Eyes cam jam on the back of it. This is the plastic one. You can buy a metal one as well. This is just an 8-foot tethered VersaLink strap that I'm using for this setup. Daisy chains like this typically cost $15 or so, and then a cam jam is going to cost you another $5 to $8 depending on what configuration you got. And that also does not come with any hooks for that price. So let me break it down for you a little bit more in detail here. We'll start with the HME strap. So here's the HME strap. You can see this folds up really compactly. It's just, I think it's a simple nylon strap, 1 inch, comes with 3 plastic hooks and then a cam buckle to attach it. Every one of these that we're going to look at has a different type of attachment method. So you can simply unroll it when you get to the tree, and then these straps slide down. You can see they're very snug on there, and you can position them wherever you want. My recommendation would be kind of move them to where you think you're going to need them before you put it on. You go to attach it to the tree, pull it around, and thread it through the cam buckle. Now, I used this for a number of years, and the one thing I did not like was the cam buckle. I just don't like having to thread it through there, but once you thread it through, you can really crank on it and get it down pretty tight. This hook can only slide up to about that sewn-on logo, and so you can only get it so close to the buckle. One thing I would say, if you need to move the hooks around, you have to do it without tension on the strap, otherwise they just don't move. So you can grab these ones, bring them more around to the front of the tree, probably where I would need them, and then just cinch it down. So by and large, you can see it functions pretty well. Let me hang some stuff on there and show you guys how it holds weight. So we'll start off, got my bow here. I don't take my quiver off my bow when I hunt. So the problem with this strap I found, because I don't take the quiver off, it winds up at a really goofy angle. Almost got to hang it on the cam there. Now it works, but it's a little bit trickier to get off. I just wish it was a little bit farther away from the tree, and hanging it on the limb with the quiver on there is an absolute no-go. But you can see if I flip it around that way, as if you didn't have the quiver hanging on there, it hangs pretty good. So that's a Matthews Tri-Axe, just to give you an idea. Let me put a little more weight on it now. So here, I've got my hunting pack. I've weighed this. It's got 3 hawk heliums cut down and my platform in it. It's 16 pounds. So you can see with 16 pounds, the strap settled a little bit, but not too bad. And that's been my experience with this strap by and large, that it holds weight pretty good. So let me show you now just kind of how a rifle hangs on it, and then we'll move on to the next strap. So here's a rifle. Hang this on there. Holds rifles just fine, no problem at all. I liked this strap by and large. There's a couple things that caused me to look for other straps. First one is that this strap's only 6 feet long, and sometimes I find myself in these just giant oak trees, and it sometimes cut it close. And so I wanted something with a little bit longer strap. The other thing that I didn't like is that it only has 3 hooks, and there's not really an easy way to add extra hooks. So by the time I got whatever weapon I was hunting up there with me in my pack, I only had 1 other hook. And I often find myself hanging my rangefinder on a hook. And then, you know, if I want to hang a grunt tube, for example, it's either got to go on the same hook or it's got to stay in my pocket or my pack. And so that was a little frustrating. I just wanted a little bit more room. And like I said, I didn't really like threading the cam buckle. Sometimes I found doing it in the dark was just kind of a pain in the neck to line it up. So that's what caused me to look on for another strap. But if you're on a budget, this is a really great option. So let me talk to you now about the next thing I went to, which was the Tethrd HYS strap. So here's the Tethrd HYS strap. You can see right off the bat that this is probably the bulkiest of all the options we're going to look at. I typically kind of just wrap it around my hand at the end of the hunt when I go to wrap it up, and then put a bungee around it. And so it's just it's not the most compact option in the world, but that's due to its design. So let me unwrap it here. We'll put it on the tree. This is a super flexible design. Unlike the last option we looked at that just had the 3 hooks, the Tethrd HYS strap has pretty much an infinite amount of connections. You can position and place things anywhere you want. So to put this on the tree, let me actually just give you a close-up. You can see it's a 3/4 inch polyester strap, which is mold and rot resistant, mildew resistant, so that's really nice. And then it's just got these loops, and every loop's 1 3/4 inches wide, which is nice. So basically you just clip hooks onto any one of these loops where you want to hang stuff. So to put it on the tree, you can loop it around, and there's a couple different options. So Tethrd says you can girth hitch it through the tree. So you can take it and just go like that. And what a lot of guys are doing is they're taking their pack and hanging it right there from one of these loops down low. And what that allows you to do is basically get your pack a little bit out of your shooting range. So let me show you that real quick. So when you pull it through that loop and girth hitch it around the tree, you can then use your pack to cinch it down. So all you got to do is hang your pack anywhere on the tag end of the rope, and it'll cinch down super tight. Now what's really nice about this is that you can now hang your pack at a different height of your gear strap. So what I like to do is position it on the weak side of the tree for me, and then I can hang it down here pretty low, and it'll cinch that strap up really tight. So the really cool thing about that is if I'm on a ring of steps, for example, or even if I'm here on my platform, I can shoot over there without worrying about my pack being in the way right at, you know, bow level. If I'm on a ring of steps and I go around the back side of the tree, I can now shoot, you know, over here without worrying about the pack being right here hanging down from the strap. So that's a really big advantage, in my opinion, that this strap has over some of the other straps. But that's not the only way you can cinch it up to the tree. Let me take the pack off here and I'll show you the other options. So there's a couple other ways you can hang this strap. You can girth hitch it like I just showed, and then use this T-hook into one of the loops and pull it tight. So that's an option. Or you can totally skip the girth hitching altogether and just pull the strap around the tree, put the T-hook in the nearest loop and cinch it tight, and that will hold on there real quick. So a lot of options with the Tethrd HYS strap. So one of the downsides of the Tethrd HYS strap is that it doesn't come with any kind of hooks to hang anything on. You have to buy those separately. Now they sell what they call the HYS pack or HYS Pro Pack, something like that, on their website, that comes with a medium-sized hero clip. This one right here is a small, and then it comes with 3 Night Eyes S-binders. And those are great options. You can also use just regular carabiners that you can pick up at Menards for $1 a piece. The kit that comes with the hero clip and the 3 S-beaners is $25. So $25 there, $25 for your strap. You're at $50 for a gear hanger. But this seems to be a really good option. Genesis 3D Printing also makes a bow hanger that will clip right into these loops. So that's another kind of more affordable option you might want to check out. But let me just show you how this works. I've got my bow here again, and with that basically hero clip, I've got it wrapped in hockey tape. I usually just hang the bow from the cam, and it seems to work just fine. It's pretty easy to lift off of there. you can also hook it on the limb. That's why a lot of guys like the medium, because it's got a little bit wider arm, but you can see to pull it over and hook it on when you start your hunt isn't that big a deal. And then if a deer comes in, you just pull it off. Or let me show you this. If you took your quiver off and hung it, you can see that it just hangs there real nicely. These S-binders work good. You can take your grunt tubes and whatever else you've got and clip them on. With my pack, I always just keep a carabiner at the top of it, and then you can hook that on. And you can see that bow setup probably weighs 7-8 pounds, I would imagine. Like I said, that pack is 16 pounds, and it's not budging at all. It holds weight really well as well. So a lot of advantages to the Tethrd HYS strap. I would say the biggest disadvantage I found with it is its bulk. I would find that especially if I left the hooks on there and just kind of wrapped it up real quick and shoved it in my pack, at the end of the day, it would come out just a tangled mess some mornings, and I had to stand there and undo knots and stuff. And it is what it is, but other than that, if the bulk doesn't bother you, it's a good option with a lot of flexibility. So let me show you another option that's got a lot of similar characteristics, but comes in at a much lighter weight and kind of a lower bulk profile. So this option is an Amsteel daisy chain with a cam jam. You can buy these from a couple different companies where they're actual Amsteel gear hangers. The big difference between those and a regular kind of daisy chain is that these are flat. In those gear hanger specific options, you'll have a little bit of a high loop on one side, and then they'll be flat on the back side. So they stay open better than this option right here, but either one of them will work. So there's a couple different ways that you can hang an Amsteel daisy chain gear hanger, just like there was with the Tethrd HYS strap. The first one is probably the simplest, but you just run it around the tree, and like that Tethrd strap, you can just girth hitch it, pull that girth hitch tight, and then hang your bag off the tail end to keep it taut. That works pretty good, very simple. If you have one of these daisy chains with a cam jam option, that's also a very easy and fast hookup. Every one of them's a little bit different, but the basic idea is that you're going to loop it around, you're going to find a close loop, then you're going to pull it into the cam and tighten it down. The only thing that I would mention and advise you to be aware of is if you're using it in this configuration, you want to make sure that you don't pull the tag end so that it pops out of that cam, because if you do that and you got weight on it, likely it's going to come all the way down the tree. So now that I've showed you kind of how to hook this up, let me throw some gear on there and we'll kind of show you how this functions. You'll notice this is super low profile. The nice thing about this strap as opposed to the others is that the others you got to make sure they don't flip over and get twisted. This one, you don't have to worry about twisting at all. You just pull it around the tree and you're done. Downside is that it can be kind of hard to clip into this strap. Let me show you that. Here's one of those S-beaners again. Just kind of open them up and clip into there, but a little bit hard. With this option, I don't like to leave the hooks attached because it seems to really create a rat's nest in the bottom of my bag. So I kind of usually will hook these to whatever it is I often hang up. So like here's my rangefinder. It's already got one attached. I can just hook it on the tree like that. I would do the same thing with my pack. I'll show you that in just a second, but let me put the bow on next. Same thing, just pull it through there and you're good to go. So the function's going to be similar when it comes to the bow. It's just going to hang on there much like the Tethrd HYS strap because I'm using the same components. The bag, this one is a little bit harder to get through the daisy chain, the carabiner, just because it's a little bit bigger. You can also kind of just hook it on the back. There we go. But you can see it sags down a little bit, but none of these options, the sag is horrible. And I can't imagine ever needing to hang a whole lot more than 16 pounds off a single location on any of these straps. So for me, that's not really a deciding factor. I think all of these are pretty strong options. But you can see that holds pretty well, and very similar in function to the Versa strap. You could hang your pack from this. I haven't tested it. You can see there it would probably fall down, And when you can see what I mean by that strap coming out of there, if you've got weight on it, all your stuff's gonna be coming down quite a ways before it catches itself. So that's just something to be aware of and something to watch out for. But let me show you now the last option we're gonna talk about, which is the Genesis 3D gear hanger. So the last option I want to talk to you is this neat hanger from Genesis 3D Printing. This hanger is really cool. You can see it's super compact. It's got three kind of gear hangers, I guess, and then one bow hanger, and it comes with a bungee to wrap it up really nice and compact. So this does not, you know, create a rat's nest. Super easy to organize. To put it on the tree, all I gotta do is open that bungee, unwrap the thing, and then to go on, you can adjust these on the strap and kind of pre-position them. They move just right, in my opinion. It's not as tight as the HME, but they're tight enough that they don't, you know, wiggle around on you. So that's kind of a nice feature. I'm gonna pull them around and kind of position them where I think will be close. This is a super easy strap to hang. Once again, before I do that though, this is a polyester strap. Low stretch, repels water, rot resistant, moisture resistant, and UV resistant, much like the one from Tethrd. But this just goes around the tree and clips. So again, because it's a strap, you got to make sure you don't get it twisted. But clips on there, and I like to tighten it down just a smidge, so that it's not falling and I can adjust my hooks around. So that's pretty close to where I want them. You can see they move easy, and then I like to hold the back of the strap, pull it tight. Now what's really cool is that you can kind of take your strap, fold it up, and there's this bungee right here that you can use to wrap around the strap and hold the access in place so it's not blowing around and flapping around and in your face and stuff like that. So you got your 3 gear hooks and your bow hanger. Let me show you kind of how this works functionally now. So here's the bow. Once again, you can see I've got the quiver on it and it sticks out there quite a ways, but it's just enough that I can get it on there. Now you can see it pulls away from the tree a little bit. This doesn't seem to be as tight of a connection as some of the other straps, so that's something to be aware of. But that's probably because I've got it way out there. If you didn't have your quiver on and you just hung it over, you can see it doesn't want to bend away nearly as bad, and I think that's how most guys are going to want to run it. We'll hang the pack up. Once again, this is 16 pounds. Sags down a little bit, but really not bad at all, especially for how easy that buckle goes on there. And then I like 2 extra for me is just perfect. I usually hang my grunt call on one if it's anywhere near the rut, my rangefinder on another, and I'm good to go. Really easy to move these around and position things if you want. This is a good hanger. It's only 6 feet long, so if you're a guy who finds yourself in giant trees a whole lot, that might be a problem for you. If you are concerned about the sag there, I have not had it like flip over. I don't really think that'd be a possibility. Let's just see if we push down on that. I don't think it's gonna fall so far that you're gonna lose your bow, especially if you hang it by the cam, because that has such a good hook on the end of it. But that might freak some people out. So just something to be aware of, guys. But I really like how compact this option is. I like the amount of hooks that it's got, and I like how quick and easy it is to put on when you're at the tree. And I like the fact that it's easy to contain the tag end from blowing around. So those are the options I wanted to show you guys. Let me give you a few concluding thoughts and we'll wrap up. All right, I wanted to just wrap up by kind of giving you my pick and tell you which one of these straps I'm going to be using for this fall, and just give you the major reason why I didn't pick the ones that I didn't pick. So starting here at the top, I'm not going to go with this strap because I really don't like threading the cam buckle in the dark. I think that's its biggest flaw. When it comes to the Tethrd strap, I'm not going to go with that one either. I just don't like the bulk of it. I wanted something that was a little bit more compact. And then when it comes to the am steel, I'm not going to use that because I think the most secure way to hook that up is to hang your pack off the end of it. And not everybody uses a pack, and there are times that I may not use a pack. And to be honest with you, I haven't found the cam jam in my experience to be real confidence inspiring as far as how well it holds. So I'm going to go with the option from Genesis 3D. I like how compact it is. I like how fast and easy it is to hook up with this buckle, and I just think it's going to be a good option. My only concern, you can see this is a pretty wide tree and there's only so much length on it. I wish it was a smidge longer, maybe 7 feet. I think that would capture 98% of my hunts. So I think I'm going to run that. It's a really good option. You guys can find it at Genesis 3D Printing. I'll put a link to their website below. But thanks for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you guys have had a successful spring season, especially if you've been chasing turkeys. And stay tuned. I've got a few more saddles at my house that we're getting ready to do reviews on, so we'll be bringing those to you soon. And once again, I appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.